This is Cape Ann, 4 communities built on 400 years of Yankee ingenuity. We fish and farm, we create and craft, we trade and toil, we build and bootstrap. Some are born and raised here, like me. Some visit and never leave. But we all have one thing in common. We love where we live. I'm Kory Curcuru. I know half the people here, and I'm related to the other half. Follow me around Gloucester, Rockport, Essex, and Manchester by the Sea as we meet the people and share their stories. This is The Local Life. You can find great art anywhere on Cape Ann, from waterfront galleries to walking paths. But Chris Williams' art finds you. He's a big-time metal sculptor, making animals both real and mythical come to life. His tools are metal and wire and torches and glass. In fact, he has to make his own tools just to make his art. If you want a life-size giraffe for your front lawn or a fire-breathing dragon in the garden, Chris Williams is your guy. And it all starts here, at his barn in the sticks of Essex. I want the Chris Williams story. What I want. Where did this all come about, this madness?
So it's a simple one. It's lame, but we've had a lot of fun in the meanwhile. So I grew up, in Rockport and skating on the quarries and having a good time in the water. And one of the first things that I learned how to do was machinery and learn how to do some simple metal work. And I didn't know at the time that was going to be something cool, but it turns out I was able to put it to good use. Right from the beginning, I started out making big stuff. I mean, I screwed around a little bit for a few months making small things, but I just can't sit still, so I just started going for it. I made a life-size giraffe, a big rhinoceros, and a bear. I did a huge buffalo, huge. As I'm making stuff, I'm making things from the ground up, so I'll start with 4 feet, and then I'll work up the legs, and then I'll finally get like the shape of a body, and I'll turn the body this way or that way, and I'll really start, kind of bringing it to life, but it really doesn't all of a sudden like walk away until last week or so that I'm working on it. That's when you realize who it is you've been spending all this time with. Right. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I
look at the work more from kind of an engineering standpoint about how stuff works and how stuff can work together. It just keeps it interesting for me. I think it's that machine shop background, it's that mechanical brain that keeps ticking. I like the challenge of it. I've done a lot of glass and metal pieces, like the jellyfish with the blown glass inside of the metal cages, how it pushes through the metal. I just like the interaction of the materials. I ended up getting into the tool making part of it kind of early on because I was just working stick in a rock mentality. I wasn't able to really pull off any of the details, especially like around the eyes, like an eyebrow have like a heavy bend on it. That's really hard to do by hand, so I started to, weld some of the parts together to use to manipulate the metal and twist it and do things with it. And I'm telling you, it is an endless journey making tools and moving the metal because, there's guys that do it their whole life and their metal twists and turns in that direction, and guys that do it in this direction. It's just such a huge field.
Well, you have so many pieces in so many places around the world. How cool is it to feel people respond to what you're doing and be part of this awesome world you've created for yourself?
I think one of the best parts for me is that the work really kind of stops people. To me, it's not a casting, which is like from a foundry, poured molded stuff. It's like a fabricated made type of work. So I think people really can appreciate what goes into them. And I've been doing it 25 years now, and you never really, I guess, feel like you grow up, But I understand the work and the importance of it now. I understand my place in it, and I think if there's a time to arrive, it's about knowing who you are and knowing what you're meant to do. I think in that respect, I've arrived. I don't think I'll ever be done chasing the carrot of the next piece.
Yeah, that creative satisfaction.
But there's a time when you feel like, what else would you do with yourself? This is who you are. So this is it for me.